Hello and welcome to our member forum. To celebrate World Environment Day, we would like to invite you to let us know the one change you would like Co-op Midcounties to make to further defend the environment. World Environment Day is an international event that takes place on the 5th of June every year and is led by the United Nations. This year the theme is Time for Nature. To learn more, visit the World Environment Day website following this session. To commence this session, business in the community will provide an insight on the broader issues and opportunities associated with environmental sustainability. We will then provide an update on what your Co-op Midcounties Society are doing to defend the environment, followed by our Environmental Ambassador, Cal Major, talking about the actions we can all take to help protect the planet. Following these updates, we would really like to hear your feedback on the one change you would like Co-op Midcounties to make to further defend the environment. You can provide this feedback through our website or through the open discussion forum on YouTube next to this video content.
Climate change already is and will increasingly affect every aspect of the world we live in. Already in the UK, we are seeing more floods, but we are also seeing more droughts. Our winters are generally milder and our summers are hotter, with more frequent heat waves. It also affects a lot of things that we don't normally associate with climate change, like human health through the increased spread of pandemics, but also the global economy more indirectly. The next 10 years are in essence our window of opportunity to make bold positive changes, to work collaboratively, but most importantly to take the lead as businesses, not only to mitigate our impact, but also to reap the benefits for moving into a more circular net zero world. Businesses can be a force for good, collaborating and innovating to reduce their emissions, investing in new technologies, becoming more efficient, and finding ways to use resources in the most productive way possible. In return, they become more resilient, they access new markets, and they become leaders in their field. In order to help businesses understand where they are on their responsible business journey, Business in the Community has created the Responsible Business Tracker. The tracker was built on the UN Global Goals, and in essence helps our members measure their performance, identify gaps, and understand peer and best practice across the overarching themes of responsible business. Co-op Midcounties have been a very active tracker participant. They made a detailed and evidence-rich submission, and they discussed it openly with their assessors. They achieved exceptionally high scores and placed themselves as leader not only in the retail sector but also overall in the survey. At the same time, they are still always looking for opportunities and ways to network with other members and share peer and best practice and learnings. Most recently, their Chief Values Officer was a speaker in one of our COVID-19 webinars, and he explained how Co-op Midcounties are using their purpose and values to shape their response to the pandemic.
Last year, as part of the One Change campaign, we held 20 community cleanups for our World Environment Day celebrations. It was an absolutely brilliant day with over 700 people volunteering their time, and together we collected 380 bags of rubbish. It was really the epitome of cooperative action with everybody working together. Each person individually was making their own difference, but cooperatively we made a huge impact, and it was also a lot of fun.
Grateful to all the schools that got on board, and of course I do believe there was quite a lot of staff from Midcounties Co-op as well that did a lot of last minute refilling to make sure that the bricks were hard enough for the actual build. And the children are coming today to cut the ribbon, so that's very exciting. I just want to say at this point a really big thank you to all the schools that got involved, and particularly to Midcounties Co-op for coming up with this suggestion in the first place.
comes to ethical energy, being renewable is only part of the picture. What if every watt of electricity we use was generated in our local communities? What if the energy generated allowed us to reinvest in local initiatives and a carbon-free future? That's community energy. And whatever the future of power looks like, community energy is going to be a big part of it. The Midcounties Co-operative and Octopus Energy have teamed up to launch Co-op Community Energy, a joint venture focused entirely on supporting renewable community energy projects around the United Kingdom.
I think we have great community credentials as a cooperative. You know, many of our operations are in the heart of communities, and I think combined with the Octopus technology and ingenuity, I think it's a great partnership, and I'm really looking forward to, you know, the future success we're going to have.
I'm Greg Jackson, the Chief Executive of Octopus Energy, and I'm really excited to be here today at Osney Lock in Oxford, where this hydro power station is generating clean electricity 24 hours a day. It's one of 80 projects like this up and down the country, created by communities that want to bring to themselves and to the grid cleaner power.
This means Co-op Energy can now offer a 100% community-generated power tariff, making it available as a choice to thousands of homes. It guarantees generators, big or small, a long-term fair price for the power they produce, providing security for the generator and its community members. And it aims to fully offset the usage of its gas by refreshing and conserving vast areas of the Amazon in partnership with Renewable World. Customers who sign up to the Community Power Tariff are directly funding community energy initiatives, keeping energy generation accessible, renewable and fair. Co-op Community Energy has secured power purchase agreements or PPAs with over 80 community-owned sites in the UK, with more to come. And the energy comes from 3 types of renewable source. There's hydro energy, generated at sites like Osney Lock on the Thames. Wind energy from places like Westmill Wind Farm in Oxfordshire. And there are solar sites like South Hill Solar in the Cotswolds.
Community power is about engaging with the community and creating an opportunity for the community to understand their role in the energy cycle, and the ability for community renewably owned electricity to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the energy system.
Co-op Energy gives affiliate members the opportunity to support community energy and help them invest in their local community, whilst ensuring a fair price is paid to community generators. Thanks to the cooperative values of the Midcounties Cooperative and the technological capability of Octopus Energy, the Community Power Tariff provides customers with award-winning customer service and access to community generation.
The idea is really to build upon the relationships and the success that Co-op Energy has had with community energy groups. We already buy enough power to supply around 15,000 houses with community energy, and the aim is to expand on that. There's plenty more community energy projects out there that we want to be procuring our power from.
Our communities are the future of renewable energy, because energy is more powerful when it's cooperative.
I'm Carl Major. I'm the Environmental Ambassador for the Co-operative Midcounties, and I'm also the founder of the Paddle Against Plastic campaign. In 2018, I stand-up paddleboarded the entire length of the UK to connect people to the issue of plastic and also to the positive things that we can all be really proud of to help tackle it. We all have the ability to create positive change, and I think one of the most powerful aspects of the Co-operative Midcounties is that we form a caring community of both individuals and businesses who come together to support the well-being of both people and the environments here that sustain us. Our planet is facing devastating environmental collapse from climate change, plastic pollution and biodiversity loss. And it can feel enormous and overwhelming, but we all have it within us to make positive change. And although it's not the individual's responsibility to tackle this alone, it's never been more important to take stock of our own environmental footprint and to limit it where we can. I want to focus on 3 ways that you can reduce your environmental footprint, and they might seem very simple, but they can also be very impactful. Climate change is largely driven by our overuse of fossil fuels, so reducing our reliance on fossil fuels where we can be a first really good step in reducing our carbon footprint. Now, I know during lockdown there was a period of time where we weren't able to drive, and a lot of us were cycling and walking a lot more, and I really hope that coming out of lockdown we continue to do that. Not only does it reduce our reliance on fossil fuels in our vehicles, but it's also a much healthier way to live. And the healthier we are mentally and physically, the more able we are to protect our planet as well. The loss and destruction of forests around the world is often to make way for animal agriculture. And this not only leads to the extinction and loss of species, but it also affects climate change as well. And so one of the simplest ways that we can reduce our impact here is to consume less meat and dairy. I'm not suggesting we all have to go vegetarian overnight, but just starting with things like meat-free Mondays, and when we do buy meat and dairy, being a little bit more discerning about where it comes from and trying to buy as locally and ethically sourced meat as we can. And similarly, if we buy fish, to buy it from sustainable stocks and from sustainable fishing methods. We've all heard about the plastic pollution crisis and how it's choking our waterways and oceans and killing millions of animals every year. But the beauty of this issue is there's something each and every one of us can do about it. Half the plastic that's made every year is single-use plastic. That's often food packaging, and it's stuff that we're using for a matter of minutes before it's discarded. We need to use less plastic in our society, and each and every one of us can decide to use less plastic in our lives. Last year, the Co-op Midcounties launched the One Change campaign to ask people to pledge one single plastic item that they were going to live without. So whether that's switching from plastic water bottles to a reusable water bottle, or committing to taking your reusable bags to the shops, each of us can make a small change that collaboratively and throughout our whole community will make a big difference. I think during lockdown, a lot of us came to realise just how vital our natural environment is for our mental and physical health, and perhaps discovered new places in our vicinity which we'd previously overlooked. My biggest hope for post-lockdown is that we continue to understand just how vital these places are in our busy and often frazzled lives, and that understanding the importance to our well-being keeps our fires stoked to protect them. It's proven time and time again that local communities are best placed to protect their local environments. So let's work together and look after these amazing places which give us so much. We're in this together, so please get involved with the online forum discussions and let us know what your best practices for reducing your environmental footprints are. We'd also like to know what one change you'd like to see the Co-op Midcounties make to help protect the environment. So happy World Environment Day, and thank you for everything you're doing to look after our glorious planet.
We hope you've enjoyed what you have heard and seen and feel inspired to take action. Please share your views on our discussion forum to let us know the one change you would like Co-op Midcounties to make to further defend the environment.